Yo, it is your girl Naja Damas, and we are back at it. Another episode, Lunch Table Girls, another episode where we talk about everything, but mostly hip hop. I am your homegirl. I just said my name, Naja Damas, and she is.
N. Dot Mills, aka Illmatic Goddess. And how can I be weak? I'm rather unique.
Hey, and today is somebody's birthday, Illmatic Goddess. Woo, 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 woo,
I'm
woo,
199 years old for all those who are asking.
and she is aging gracefully into beautiful red trousers. What is it called? I don't know. Beautiful red
Truffles,
hair. Trussels. There you
truffles.
go.
Hey,
Not trousers.
listen, I'm gonna tell y'all, tell you dudes, I'm in my poison ivy era.
Ooh, I like that.
My
Her
poison.
poison ivy era. So that means holler at my homegirl in the comment section. Yo, she is in the comment section and with red hair. She's hanging out. It's her birthday. So make sure you guys comment happy birthday to my homegirl, Ill God. So what's been up?
Listen, Queen, it's been busy. Well, not busy. It's been busy for hip hop. So when I get to relax, I think the most exciting thing for me was a Tribe Called Quest getting inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Ayy,
So
tribe.
quick side note, because my family, I always have to tell them about my family and hip hop and all this whole thing.
Mhm.
So when we were in California, my aunt, again, she's 5 years older than me. She's passed away now. We got introduced to the Tribe Called Quest on Yo MTV Raps. I left my wallet in El Segundo. So that
Classic.
used to be like our little rap song every time it came on because it was a dope song. And then when we got to Virginia, Benita Applebum, I was like, they're starting to blow up. This is so crazy. Benita
Yeah.
Applebum, your song, Buddy, and all of that. And then of course Scenario and War Tour. So it's just great. It's just such a crazy moment whenever hip hop ages gracefully, but then of course you gotta pay respects to Fife Dog, who's not
R.I.P. Yeah, R.I.P. Fife. Yeah. I love that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has, let hip hop in. Years ago they let hip hop in, but I love that they pay respects to the true artists of hip hop and they created that lane for hip hop artists to be inducted. So, it's an honor. I'm glad. I'm glad to see when our rappers get their flowers and it's well deserved for Tribe. Yeah. They got hits on hits on hits.
they really what's crazy
Man.
is they really do. And it's like you talk about longevity, they
Mhm.
have it too. And then like they're part of the native Tugs family, and just thinking about
Yeah.
how long that they have been doing it. Because when it happened, like I had to tell my mom, I was like, this is the same group. Like, how like things you can distinctively remember. Because I would
Mhm.
bug my aunt, I'm not gonna lie, because
Yeah.
we had the bootleg cable in her room. I had a TV in my room, but my granddad wouldn't play this bootleg, splitting the cable to go into the bedroom. So
Right.
I would have to go into her room to watch all the, all videos or tape them and she give them to me. So that was just like a distinct memory. Or I don't know if y'all ever have flashes when things happen, but that was like a flash that came back. So big, big props to Q-Tip.
Yes. Fun fact, really quickly. I'm just gonna say this really quickly. We don't even have to talk about it, but fun fact, Q-Tip was my first rap crush ever in life. Yeah. Buddy came before Crisscross and all of that, but Q-Tip was the first rapper I ever liked. And I was however old Buddy was, I was like 8, but that was the first time I saw rap on TV, and I always liked it, but this was the first time I like watched it and felt something like he's cute. Like I was a little girl, but I was like, "Oh, he's cute." So it was like it's weird, you know what I'm saying? But he's like my first rap crush. I thought he was so cute and he sounded really unique, just something I noticed as a kid. So Q-Tip was my first rap crush. That's just a fun fact. We don't even have to
I
talk
love
about it.
that. I love that fun fact about you. How
Yeah.
was your weekend?
So my weekend was, I want to say it was good, but I'm upset because Eminem came to my city. He came to Austin, Texas, which is where I am. And I didn't get a chance to see him. And it's my own fault because I fumbled it. I fumbled the whole thing. I knew he was coming to town. They announced it earlier in the year. There were billboards all around the city that said Eminem was coming to the F1, and it got closer and closer. And I was like, I'm going to get my tickets. And it just got closer and closer. I just never got my tickets. And when I went to go buy tickets the day of, they were $1,600. So um I was like, maybe I could just go down there and just hang out and just hear it from the outside. But I even missed the time on that. I thought it started at 8, and it didn't work out. I didn't see Eminem. I've been trying to ignore all of the um what their the highlights and stuff of the show. I've been ignoring it because I'm so mad that I was not there, because Eminem does not tour, he does not do shows. And the fact that he did shows where I live at and I didn't show up, I'm disappointed in myself. So that was my week. Like that really put me on another, it taught me something though. It was like, you have to stay ready so that you don't have to worry about getting ready. Just stay ready and you ain't got to get ready. It's the classic cliche line.
So
I have to stop procrastinating.
all this time I thought, I was like, between the two of us, I know I love Nas. I was like, oh, you love Eminem a little bit more than I love Nas. And now I'm seeing Nas, you see this, Mass Appeal. You
Yeah.
see, I'm dedicated to you. I fly to Vegas, I go to North Carolina, I go
She
to New
does.
York, I go to
That's
New
true.
Orleans, I go wherever you are, I
I
am.
know.
I am. Just let
When
me
I
know when
tell
you on
you,
stage.
man, when I say I'm a bag fumbler, man, when I tell you I fumbled the whole thing, so I'm disappointed in myself. And shout out to Eminem because his birthday,
He's a Libra.
he's a Libra. Yes, yes, yes. And I don't know why I thought you was a Libra. I don't know why I thought you was a Libra. You're Scorpio, but I still want you to be a Libra for some reason.
I am a Libra. This is the last day. I'm the last day.
Is it Libra or Scorpio? Because I feel like you yelled at
I
me.
am definitely always a
Okay, so you're
Libra.
not a Scorpio.
I am not. My grandma
So
used to tell
Scorpio
me,
was what I called you, but you are a
yeah,
Libra. Okay,
I'm
all right. Okay.
100% all Libra.
Okay, because I was like, "Wait a minute." But yeah, Eminem is my favorite rapper, and he's a Libra, and Nas is your favorite rapper, and he's a Virgo, and so it's so cool that you're Libra, I'm Virgo. But anyway, that was my week. I'm upset.
That girl, don't be upset
And
because
I would want to
we'll be up in Shady. We'll be in Shady Studios soon enough.
thank you for saying that. I think we're going to be in Eminem circle at some point before next year. There's going to be some kind of communication with us and Eminem and Nas too. But I did want to say that as of an hour ago, from when we're recording this, Eminem was just on stage. He's in Detroit at the Kamala Harris rally in Detroit, and he just introduced Barack Obama on stage. And Barack Obama ended his speech with some Eminem quotes, some Eminem lyrics. He said, "My palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, his vomit on my sweater already. Mom spaghetti, I'm nervous." And then he walked off stage.
I
So
love
shout out
that.
to Barack,
Oh
though.
wow. See,
Yeah,
you know more than I know. I
yeah,
love that. I did
yeah.
see him eating a mom spaghetti cake, and I
Cake,
thought
yep,
that was
yep,
so
yeah,
creative. And I
yep,
wanted I think that's dope.
yeah,
I still don't know why you everyone from the 313 says what up though, but even Eminem said what up though, and I was like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
this is what
It,
y'all
the
say.
You know what? I'm gonna the what up though thing is something that I had no idea that the world didn't say. It's one of those things that I never even noticed that we said though on the end. So I didn't notice that we were only one said it. No clue. And one day when I was living in Virginia, I remember that the quick story, and I just quick story. I have to say this. I was in the store. I was in a car with Ty, and we were early in our dating phase, and I answered the phone, and I like, "What up though?" Because my boy was calling me. I was like, "What up though?" And then he looked over at me and he laughed and he was like, "I could tell you from Detroit saying what up though." And I didn't think nothing of it. Like I just looked at him like I don't get it. I didn't know what it means. So I didn't say nothing. Like 2 or 3 days later, this is the biggest coincidence ever. 2 or 3 days later, I go to the 7-Eleven and I'm buying a Black and Mild back in the day. And he asked for my ID. When he looked at my license, it was Michigan. And he was like, "Oh, you from Detroit? What up though?" And I was like, "Hey." And he was like, "Did you hear me?" I said, "What up though?" And I was like, "Hi." Like I didn't get what he was saying. I didn't, because the what up though thing to me, I didn't know it was a Detroit thing. So for me, he was just saying what up. I didn't notice the dough. I don't even notice I was saying though. You know what I'm saying? So it was weird. But then I went and asked my friend, like, what is it with people saying what up in Detroit? Are we the only ones that say what up? And she was like, "No, we the only ones that say what up though." And I was like, "Oh," I'm like, "Wait a minute. Do we say what up though?" Like I never noticed it. It's like language. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole what up though thing. I don't know why we say it. It's just like I said, I thought the whole world was saying what up though.
I
Shout
like
out to the D.
I like it, and of course, if Eminem Detroit, and 313 were on your bingo card. We
Okay,
almost there.
okay.
Oh, when I said Nas, we almost there.
I
We
got on my
almost
NYC
there.
hat today. I got on my New
Yes.
York hat. Shout
Yeah.
out to the Yankees there in the World Series. So shout out to the New York Yankees. Tigers was doing well. They didn't make it, but I put on my New York hat in honor of Nas. But Todd was like, "No, he's from Queens, so that's different. That's not Yankees." And I know it was a big deal, but
Well, you know what? Tell Todd, as much as I respect his gangster, Nas wears a New York Yankees hat. Matter of
that's
fact,
what
because I
I'm saying.
actually have the exact color wave
Yeah.
of the one that he wears. So
All
whatever.
right. Okay. So
Tell him,
happy
relax.
birthday to the Illmatic Goddess, and make sure you stay tuned towards the end of the podcast. We're going to do our dedication episode to my homegirl, Illmatic Goddess, where I'm going to be interviewing her about her homie. It's going to be all about her. So stick around; it's going to be fun.
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes.
All right. Hot topics. What are we talking about to die?
So it's gonna some of these are gonna be quick, guys.
Quick.
So just to let y'all know. So at the lunch table today, we are gonna talk about we got new music, we got a Shine documentary, and then
Mhm.
we have something where people rush to be first in the story.
Oh,
So you tell me which one do you want to cover first, and that's what we'll do.
all right. Let's get into the drop. Let's get into Doechii's album. Let's talk about her album. I feel like a lot of people have been. She's been getting a lot of buzz lately. We talked about Glorilla album, which has really grown on me. Like I feel like I want to review her album again. I want to re-review Glorilla's album. But we're talking about Doechii now. Is it Doechii?
Mhm.
Doechii?
It's Doechii.
Doechii, not
Mm-hmm.
Doechii. Okay.
Oh, Chi, maybe Chi. Who knows?
Maybe we should learn how to say her name before we talk about her.
Doshi. No, Doshi, because I asked my niecey Pooh, Doshi.
Ask her
Oh, and
name.
I do have a update on the Nicki Minaj concert too. So it's Doshi, and I'm gonna tell you, I can see why K Dot endorsed this album. Like he came off
Yeah,
of his Instagram hiatus to endorse this album.
she gonna be on his next one, I'm sure.
What's funny about that? Well, when I listened to the album, she has a song where she mentioned she might do a joint with J. Cole, and I was laughing to myself silently because I know you don't really
Oh,
listen to him. And then I was like, "Look at this! She talk about J. Cole, and Kendrick's up here giving her all the."
you right. You know what I'm saying? And she's talking. And okay, but forget it now. Forget it. I know her and Kendrick would be such a better match than her and J Cole.
Well, her soul, she had her sound like she has a song that reminds me of "B Don't Kill My Vibe"
Hmm.
on her album.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm with you. Like I do feel like they, and to be honest, she kind of fits in there with Drake too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She has a different swag about her,
Mhm.
and it will match up so much better with either Drake or Kendrick. J. Cole, I find J. Cole to be boring. I stand by that every episode. I know, don't, come for me. I'm okay with it. So he's too boring for her. She can also, her and J. Cole would be cute together, but her and Kendrick, I feel like is the better match.
Really, you're right. I'm actually when I hear music, sometimes I do pair artists in my head
Hmm.
together. So
Yeah.
I actually, to be honest, like as far as I'm concerned, I feel like Drake and Jake. I feel like the big three are going to come together in the Super Bowl. That's what I see.
You
I
think all
feel like
three of them are going to come out on the Super
yeah,
Bowl?
I think they're all gonna come out and they're gonna make up and life is gonna
I'm
be
a
good
time
again.
traveler. I'm a time
And
traveler. That's not happening. He gonna bring out Wayne.
he is
Oh,
gonna definitely bring out Wayne because they invited him to the show. But I say that to say I could see her doing a feature with like Kendrick and Drake and
mhm.
herself.
Yeah,
Like I really can see it, I can hear it. The vibe is right there.
Kendrick.
Her flow is incredible. The song that I got introduced to her off of was The Nile is a River. And
The
that joint,
now is okay.
yeah. The Nile River, where she's kind of talking about she's just talking about her life and her ex. And she's even talking about experimenting with drugs and kind of going through her journey of how she got on, how she gave her heart to somebody, how he broke her heart, but then how
Oh,
she grew up and then how she signed the deal. But then it's almost like kind of like how Nicki Minaj has Roman, that
yeah,
character, because she
yeah.
played her. her own therapist saying, "Well, how did you feel?" She's like, "Well,
Doing the
I
two
was
voices.
high." Yeah, she's like, "I was high." Well, and so then she said, "Well, are you addicted to drugs?" I can't be addicted to weed, but I'm not gonna lie. I like the pills. I like the champagne. I like and I just the I like people that are introspective. I think I said this a
Yeah.
million times, but I love people that are introspective and that they can do it. And I like boom rap too.
Boom rap. So what's boom rap?
Boom rap is boom rap hip hop. So it's just like a quick freestyle. It's just 2 minutes, and she's just being the lyrical
Oh,
miracle. So it's pretty
got you.
dope. The Nissan Altima is for all the chicks that drive an Altima. And
Okay.
y'all, and you know okay, think of Baby Boy. Just think of the stereotypes that come with those kind of girls. That's exactly what that song is.
I drive a Nissan Altima. Screw all you for your judgments on us. Let me tell you something about Nissan Altima driving girls. We just wanted to get a car, okay? That we just wanted to get a car, and we wanted to get a nice car, and we wanted to get a new car. So we got a Nissan Altima. Okay.
I had a Nissan Altima too, but I will admit I fit a stereotype because I let my dude at the time, who I'm no longer with, he doesn't exist to me. He is not someone that I would even keep in contact. I'm not going to even mention his name, but he didn't have a driver's license, and just like Baby Boy, he would drop me off at work, go drive around, pick me up late in my car, and if I question him, he got an attitude.
Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Pick
Thank
you
God,
up late in your shit.
thank God I got delivered. I got
Be delivered.
delivered. I got
Be
delivered.
delivered.
Oh, and the other one I like is Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills.
Mhm.
It's another one about her. Like, you know what, another state of mind. I feel like, oh Lord, I feel like I'm gonna get assassinated and I'm gonna get us canceled on on my birthday episode. But
Oh
it's like
God.
almost like a modern age miseducation of Lauren Hill
Okay. I
because
can
she
see
takes
that.
us through the lyricalism, but she also takes us through the heartache and the heartbreak and the heart pain.
Yeah. Yeah. Does she sing as well?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Beverly Hills
Okay.
is a it's a song, but when she sings, while she's not like Lauren, I think can
Right.
do a whole R&B album and it's dope. She sings like Drake.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Like Nicki Minaj does the singing,
Yeah,
rapping thing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So it was, but I mean, I don't know if it's a 10 out of 10, but it's definitely a 9 out of 10 for me.
The album. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance. I've listened to it before, but I'm gonna say I haven't processed it. You know what I'm saying? It
Okay.
was in the background of my life. I didn't get a chance to really listen to it. So I'm gonna check it out again. I definitely took note of some of the ones that you like, the Nissan
Mhm.
Altima joint. Definitely gonna listen to that one. So yeah, I'm gonna come back and do my review on it as well. Shout out to her. She's definitely making noise. She's definitely making a buzz. I text my friend a picture of her when I didn't know who she was and said, "Hey, this is your twin." I have a friend that looks like her. I said,
Oh,
"This is your twin."
wow.
And she said, "Who is she?" I was like, "I don't know. She was just at the fashion week. I don't know who this is." And then come to find out it was her. And so I'm like, "Oh, wait, that's so shout out to her. I would love to see her blow up. We need it. We need
Yep.
something different. We're dying for it.
I'm 100% for it. And a lot of the songs on her album, she does tell the story how she does apparently I gotta check it out. She does a YouTube, she's been TikTok famous as well.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then she
yeah.
got signed to her deal. So I'm
I
gonna have
heard
to
that.
check out her I'm gonna have to check out her YouTube just to see.
Ye-
But I love it.
It all starts on YouTube.
And I will say Hitmaker might be a time traveler too, because the women are killing it.
They're killing it right now. They're the center. They're this very woman centric right now in hip hop. Which is fine. Which is fine. We just I'm okay with it. We just need a variety, and I think that she's definitely different. I think that Glorilla is different, a different kind of that rap. If you get what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
She's still doing that kind of rap, but she's a different kind of it. And then Lotto is that rap, but and unique in her own way. And then you got Meg and hopefully Cardi will come back. Who knows? I don't know if her time has passed or not, but the women are killing it.
Oh, and that's just real quick about Glow. On Threads, one young lady had said, Glow is for the people, like the kids that grew up with their parents listening to 3 6 Mafia.
Yes. That's great. That's beautifully said. Who said that?
Someone on Threads, and I was like,
Yeah.
"You're right." Not that I
Yeah.
listen to a lot of 3 6 Mafia, but it does
Mhm.
have that. I like.
That's
I
what I've
mean,
been
I
saying.
like it. Yeah,
That's
I
what I've
love
been
this
saying.
album. Yeah,
When we reviewed her album, or one of the times when I was on her Jock on this podcast, I said that I like Glorilla's sound because even though she is kind of rapping about some of that, uh, rapping about dudes and stuff like that, she's rapping over it to these old school Memphis 3 6 Mafia sounding beats, these dark beats. And that's why I like it. I love the music that she's rapping over. It sounds like a guy, it sounds like guy music, like beats you would make for a guy. You know what I'm saying? Stereotypical beats you would make for a guy. And she's rapping over them and she killing it. And I think that's why I like her so much because she's so Memphis. And that's why I love her. So yes, I grew up listening to Bone as opposed to 3 6 Mafia because they was beefing at the time. You had to pick one. You couldn't like them both. But I circled back to 3 6 Mafia. And yes, Glorilla is definitely like modern day 3 6 Mafia. Gangsta Boo, I believe, would be proud.
I love it. I love
Yes.
it. So now we got a doc or trying to get to a story too fast. Which one?
Let's talk about our documentary.
So guess I feel like it's just because I like certain people. I think that's what it is. So I feel like we talked about Shine like a couple of weeks ago. I didn't even know, I had no idea this was coming. But now they are doing a documentary. They're going to do a documentary on the bidding war that they had to sign him. And then he ultimately
Mm,
chose the infamous
the fate
Club
in his life.
Citizen. And where he's at now.
Yeah. I saw the
I,
highlights, the previews.
I'm excited. It's coming on Hulu, and I have Hulu, so I'm really excited. That I think when I always give y'all a peek of can't talk a pick of the week. I'm gonna buy. It's gonna be not on Tubi. It's definitely gonna be Sean's documentary. What are you?
Definitely.
Well, I think you said before you might not have been like how I was really like a fan of Sean. What are your feeling like? Is it something that you want to see to get more inside information? Do you feel like it's too little, too late? Like, what are your thoughts on this
No,
topic?
I think this is the right time for it because of, Diddy so much in the news. So everyone's coming out with their stories that they've been hiding for so long. I think he definitely has a story that people are interested in because this is a story that kind of got, I don't want to say swept under the rug, but we never really knew the details of it. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of us, this guy came out, then this guy went to jail. It happened so fast. So I'm definitely interested in the insides of that night, how he got signed to Bad Boy, his take on Puffy. I'm very interested in it. I'm invested in it. I plan on watching it. I'm gonna
It's
root it to the tutor.
It's so crazy because on Mace's album, if you could start your life again, like what would you do? What would you think? And Shine goes first, and he said, "If I could start my life again, I'll sign the Def Jam. What the f am I saying? Puff's the best man. Plus, I'm a bad boy, more like a bad man. Put more bullets in Pitts and Bradman. So it's a whole play. But I feel like when he got out, he did Godfather Buried Alive. He actually
Yeah.
did wind up signing to Def Jam. But I just feel like time wasn't. It's just like with Keith Murray, one of my favorite rappers. It's like time is not on your side when you do a bid
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
because you can never come back. But I just remember like. When I like I it all that y'all see I really do like Shine. That verse that he said has always stuck
Mm-hmm.
with me. And I always wonder what would have been because really there what literally I know everyone says, oh, well, back in our day, oh, he sounds like Big, but he was
Yeah.
that dude. Like he was a talented lyricist. They freestyle. Dude, he has a look that's marketable. He has like a touch of gangster that girls like, but plus he's not bad looking. So
Yeah. So I did. Where was he from? He was
he's
from.
from Belize, but he
Okay.
lives in New York, like raised in New York.
So I didn't know that he was from Belize. I thought he was. Well, first when he came out, I didn't think he was from anywhere, but then I realized he was from Africa, which I realized I'm wrong, but I thought he was like from Africa or whatever. I did think he sounded like Biggie. I thought it was weird that he came out right after Biggie sounding like Biggie. I think Little Kim made a comment too, like this ninja named Shine trying to sound like Biggie. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't a fan because he sounded like Biggie. All I
Mm.
know is the one song. What type of dude on the street? Bad boy. I
Bad
only know
boy.
that
Yeah.
song, and it feels like right after that song he went to jail.
Got
So
you.
everything moves so fast. I didn't get a chance to even to get to know him or invest in him. But he seems so mature now. Like he seems like a totally different person. And I guess anybody who's surviving Diddy in that sense, comes out on the other side a better person, I guess.
Absolutely. I mean, look at Mace. Mace has his glow up as well. I
Mace is
think
on his second tour. He got his second win. Him and Cameron doing their thing over there.
I will say, and this is just I don't because I'm not gonna lie, I'm over to these stuff. Just anything when you do things that are in darkness, you're gonna be
Yeah.
dark, and darkness is gonna follow you. When you step out of your darkness and get into your light, that's when life is enjoyable. That's what Light was talking
Mm.
about on her album too. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes she made decisions based off of what the record company wanted and not what she really
Yeah.
felt. And now she's at peace with herself, so she can make a record like One of One, where she's happy regardless. And Mace can be happy with Cam. Cam and Mace
Yeah.
were beefing over and they grew up together and they were beefing over money. This
Over
because
money. Yeah,
that's how that industry is when you're
it is.
plagued by darkness and demons
Yeah.
and, and the wrong things. I applaud Sean his whole career. 'Cause I actually do like I did have his album. He has more than I love the way you don't know people's songs. He also
No
had
one song.
Bonnie and Shine. That was like a big song. This is way before Jay-Z ever did Me and My Girlfriend too. It was called Bonnie and Shine. And
Gotcha.
it
Okay.
was a dope and the famous lyric on that was pull over, put you on the hood. I ain't done yet. Like that was a famous lyric that
Mm.
got in my head like nothing like a New
Okay.
York dude talk about pull over and I ain't
Put
done
you
yet.
on the hood.
Sir,
Yeah.
you
Woo.
better. You better. Sorry, mama.
Mm.
Sorry, mama. But I was of age when that came out. I wasn't a little kid. But
Yeah.
he and like I said, I've listened to him over the years, listened to his interviews, even when he was on a Confessions remix. I am glad though he's getting his notoriety. I think Nas had said it on Purple, and it kind of was a bar that people paid attention to, and then it went away because Diddy can make hits and
Yeah.
and has long money as well too. So I'm happy for Shine getting his due.
Shine is finally getting to shine. So shout out to him. We'll be reporting on the documentary once. Do you have a release date for it?
It's November, and I will next pod I'll get the exact date, but I do know it's coming out in November.
Okay. We'll be looking for that.
Yep. Oh, I forgot. We got Dr. Dre's new more like insight to working on Missionary. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. What's going on with that album?
So Dr. Dre, and I don't know what your take is on this. What are your thoughts? Dr. Dre is like, he's so happy to be working with Snoop because he's going to be the only producer on the album. He is so, quote, he's so tired of artists getting different producers to produce them and the album not sounding cohesive. He was like, producers are
Yeah.
supposed to produce. That's what they're there for, to make the
Gotcha.
sound go together. So what are your
Mm.
thoughts on this?
That's a great topic. I definitely want to get the viewers to weigh in on that first before I begin. What do you think about albums having just one producer to make it sound cohesive as opposed to I guess how, multiple producers? Um Dre brings up a great point because we did grow up that way. Dr. Dre will produce an entire album. Jermaine Dupri will produce an entire album. DJ Unique produced Bones' entire album. Like, yeah, you do get that one producer who works with the whole album and you get that sound. And he's right, it is cohesive. Um, Timberland would work with Aaliyah, So yeah, everybody Timberland worked with all of his artists. Missy, you're right. One producer, one or two, no more than two producers, but they mesh well together. I think that I don't know if that's an old school thing though, because music has
Mm.
changed so much and the sound has changed. I don't even know the popular producers now. Mike Will made it, and all these what's his name, the one who Metro Boomin, and all these producers, like, do they just do the albums now, like the new music? Who's producing all this new music, because it sounds the same? Who's producing all the new music now? Is it just one producer, or is it multiple? Because
So
everything sounds the same. I can't tell.
it depends. So going back to what you said, I feel like Illmatic changed the one producer format because Illmatic had different producers on there, had multiple
Gotcha.
producers, and
Illmatic.
that was a classic.
Illmatic, back in the
Illmatic.
early
Mhm.
90s, he had
Yep,
multiple producers. Okay.
had multiple producers. It wasn't just one producer. He had Q-Tip on there.
Producing.
Mhm. He produced One Love.
Okay.
Large
One love.
Professor
Mhm.
was
I
on
was
there.
like,
And I told y'all how I met DJ Elias as well. So he had different producers on there, and I feel like Illmatic changed that one producer on the album. Now, but interesting you had said is that an old school mentality. So
yeah.
I know when Nasir had the Nasir project with Kanye. Kanye was a producer, and the album's not bad. I feel
Hmm.
like mm, it's not sequenced correctly,
Hmm.
which
Yeah.
which if you're not like I'm a big Nas fan, so I'm gonna listen to whatever. But like one of my homeboys, casual Nas fan, can't listen to it because it doesn't flow the way it's supposed to. So that's the disadvantage of having if you have one producer but he not focused on your sound.
Yeah.
Versus King's Disease, Hit Boy is sole producer, and I
Yeah.
don't know what the hell they were making crack, legal crack.
Yeah.
I listened to all three King's Disease is like it just came out in Magic.
Yeah.
I, it's just crack, and it's just one producer, and the sound sounds good. And to your
Yeah.
point with Aaliyah, I know obviously early in her career she was working with R. Kelly,
Mm.
and I feel
Yeah.
like R. Kelly wanted her to sound a certain way, but I feel
Yeah.
like Missy and Tim they perfected that damn sound.
They did
They per-
something different with
they per-
Aaliyah.
they perfected it. I was
Yeah.
listening to "Are You That Somebody." It still sounds like it's brand new.
One of the greatest songs ever. Are You That Somebody is one of the greatest songs. The music on that song is so quirky. It's so, man. One, and she sung it so beautifully, and the dancing. That's one of the greatest songs ever. It really is.
And I want to tell people this because there's always someone that says some hater stuff that always bothers me. People don't bump Aaliyah for real. Yes, we do. Yes,
People
we
say
do.
a lot of mean things about Aaliyah.
Yeah, I was like, yes, we do. And I'm
People
gonna
say a
let
lot
you
of mean
know.
things.
I ran to this. I worked in the music store, and I made sure I reserved my copy of Aaliyah.
Aaliyah was so damn good. Like, Aaliyah was so dope. And this is me talking before she passed. Aaliyah was so dope.
Mhm.
And she was dope
Absolutely.
with R. Kelly, and she was dope with Timberland and them. She was good with both producers. She really was.
But that One in a Million was like the album.
One of the greatest
One
songs
in
of
a
all
Million.
time. One of the
One in
million
a
is one of the greatest, like, beats
Hot Like
of
Fire.
all time.
Hot Like Fire.
They
Um,
brought a different swag out of her for
was
sure.
different. And back to Q-Tip is the sole producer on LL's new album, and
Yeah.
he has LL sounding right. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's an old school mentality.
Mhm.
But I know Illmatic changed the game, so that's what made different producers submit to artists to pray that they get a placement on the album.
So,
But nowadays, I feel like it's better working with one. I've
you
been
think
enjoying
it
the
you
albums.
like the one album. I think that, yeah. Yeah, I mean, one producer on the album, I feel like that is kind of a rap thing. I don't know. I feel like maybe is it R&B artists? I feel like they get multiple, well, maybe
They
not. I think,
do.
do they get multiple?
Yeah,
Kinda?
well, kind of. So B Rocker, Brandy, she used
Yeah.
to make exclusive. I hate that they have ruined their relationship. She used to exclusively work with Rodney Jenkins, and that's the album that I had by her. And that joint
Yeah.
sound like fire. MJ and Quincy Jones, they made
MJ would
classics
get
together.
they but MJ would get a different producer for a new every time he came out with a new album. He was like, "Okay, I want to work with this producer for this
Mhm.
album."
Yep. Well, he did Quincy Jones for two of his albums, but
Mhm.
then when Bad came, Bad came out, I feel like he went into a different direction. And then we
Yeah.
know Dangerous was Teddy Riley.
Yeah.
And then I'm glad we're talking about this now. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. I love Invincible. I am late on it. I was so late. I didn't get into
Mhm.
after he passed. I love Butterflies because I had heard that, but I didn't get the album. But when MJ passed, I copped Invincible. That joint goes hard. And Rodney Jenkins again, he did
Yeah.
his thing.
He always knew how to pick the best producers. He definitely knew how to pick. He got R. Kelly, on some of his tracks too. So
Yup,
he
you
picks
are
the
not
best
alone.
writers.
Yup.
Yeah. So should one producer do we need more? Do we need to get back to one producer per album?
You
I'm
guys
not mad
are.
at it.
Oh, Royce the 5'9" and Primo. They sound so good
Yeah,
together too.
yeah, yeah, and that's early Royce, right? Because
Mhm.
that's really
Prime.
early Royce.
Yup.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's early Royce, and that was a different sound, I think, for Royce. Like as far as
Mhm.
music, but that was a different time and space as well. Oh, random, random, random. I listened to Bad Meets Evil because
Mhm.
I feel like you said something about it on one of the
Oh
shows I
yeah, I
was.
love it.
You
Yeah.
said you listen to it all the time.
Yeah.
And I was jealous. So I was like, wait a minute, what's she doing listening to Bad Meets Evil? And I don't listen to it. So I got jealous. So I went and I listened to it a few times in this week in my car. So it's I I love Royce so much. I love Royce so much.
I
And
love
that
him
album
too.
to me would have been bigger, but it sounded after much um observation and I assessed it thoroughly. That album sounds like an Eminem album. It sounded like Eminem. It sounded
Mm.
like all Eminem beats. Like Eminem was like, we're gonna use these beats. And it just sounded like one of Eminem albums. It sounded like one of those Eminem albums that didn't blow up. So
Mm.
Bad Meets Evil, great concept, perfect duo. We were talking about chemistry, Royce,
Mhm.
of course, but that album sounds like an Eminem album. It did. Just the music, the choice
I
of the
get what you're
music.
saying, like the
Yeah.
beats. Sometimes
Yep.
I'll hear that. Um, okay. I'm 50-50 on that because
Mhm.
when I think about the Book of Rhyme when Caterpillar came out, I said
Yep.
that that beat sounds like an Eminem beat, but at the same
Mhm.
time, it fit the Book of Rhyme perfectly.
I love the Book of Ryan. Look at you knowing about Royce. I don't get to
I
talk to most
love
people.
Royce.
I don't get to talk to girls about Royce.
I
What?
love Royce. I love
Royce
Royce.
gonna be on our show. I love Royce. I have
You know,
got to give
Royce
Royce
and
his flowers.
you come on this show. I'm definitely going to give you your flowers because sidebar. But we are talking about producers, and it's still on topic.
Okay.
I went back because we're not the only ones that are missing the cipher on Reddit. Y'all know that's where I also hang out at.
Yes.
They were like, "This is the death of hip hop because there's no ciphers, at the BET Hip Hop Awards." So
Yeah.
I went back on YouTube, and that one that I told you, the Slaughterhouse one, we says, "Hey Rihanna," that's
Yeah.
still one of my favorite. Eminem was in there too, but then I watched this other one when Eminem came back, and we thought he was a clone. The Real House Husbands of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon is fire too. I'm not.
I
He's
love
also a
Nick Cannon.
Libra, so I always have to give him his shout outs. But Royce, you come up here. Listen, all I'm gonna do all day is tell you how dope you are and how much I love Death is Certain, even though you don't care for the album
I
at all.
I have a Royce story. I don't know when
Ooh,
I can share it. Should I wait? I'll share it another time.
okay.
We were talking about strip clubs recently, and I don't know, it just made me think of Royce. I'll share that story another time. We'll talk about
I
yeah.
could see him in the strip club.
Yeah, we'll share that later.
All right. So then the last little topic before you think you're going to interview me, we'll see if I pass this interview.
Yes, 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 yes.
um, is it, and this is what I was talking about too, like even with the J. Cole, I'm not J. Cole, I'm so sorry, with the Kendrick and Drake
Ooh,
beat, how people rush to be first, like they go to get that hit, they go to get
yep,
that click and the clickbait. Well, the source, who's not necessarily a magazine anymore, but they are a blog. They definitely
yeah.
have an Instagram page. They ran with a story that DJ Clark Kent had passed away and immediately had to retract it. Like,
Isn't that something?
yo, what do you think the motive was behind that?
Exactly what you said, to be the first and to be the first to report it and to get the likes and the clicks and the RIPs and the praying for family and healing energy and to get all that under their comment section. They
I
just want to be the first.
I can't imagine. Like, say if he is sick or say he's not well, as a family member. You know,
Mhm.
I'm not feeling good. And maybe I have a friend at the source. I'm like, yo, you know, my cousin's not gonna make it, or my uncle's not gonna make it. And then, oh, you know, telling your boss, guess what I heard?
Yep.
They need to
At what
lose.
point at one point did they hit send on that? Because who told them that he passed?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
somebody had to say that, you know? How did they get he's gone or he passed? And
they
he's alive. He's still alive.
yeah, they said that a family member told them, but that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like the family member. I feel like and I have this going on in my family. I have somebody very close to me that's not feeling as well as they're supposed to feel, you know, as a
Mhm.
person. And I feel, but if you have a friend, like if I was to tell you, but you want to run and tell somebody else just to get the story, that's
To get
where,
the story.
and that's what happened. Um, they said that they got it from a family member. They wouldn't do this clickbait, but the fact that they did it is just it's just sad. It's just sad to me. I remember they I don't go on Twitter no more, but they used to do that to celebrities and kill them off
They
all
did.
the time.
They did, yeah.
And it's like, why do you want to wish death on? Why do you want to wish death on people? Like words mean something. You gotta watch
Yeah.
what you say. But Clark Kent, he's another like dope DJ, dope producer, and we wish you nothing but health,
Absolutely.
health, and it's just weird. Like I said, it's just weird when blog sites like they rush to report the wrong things.
Yeah. That was highly irresponsible, and it's definitely their responsibility to report news that we can use, you know, and trying to be the first, especially for something so serious. We don't want to be the first. Like, just don't we don't want that kind of news, you know? So don't be so anxious that you're going to risk putting something out there just
Yeah,
for clicks and likes. So
be doing that.
bad
Don't be
source.
doing that.
Bad source.
Bad source. You are not this source.
You
You
get
are
no
not
mics for
this
that. You get no
source.
mics.
Yo,
0 mics for that.
it's just crazy too, like how life is changing in this era too, because that mic thing that you just talked about, that's how I was thinking about our name, the Lunch Table Girls, because I'm telling you, cop the source, read the reviews, look over the
Five,
mic. Who got
5
five
mics. How
mics?
many mics is it? 3 mics,
Mhm.
2 mics.
Yeah,
They had a thing. The source was good for a while. They had a nice run.
it really did. I'm telling you, that used
Yeah.
to be, oh my gosh, cop it. Oh,
I
talk about,
misprint.
I used to trace like pictures of Nas. I'm not gonna lie. And then people use, I'm telling you, the way to my heart is through music. When I was in high school, they would draw Nas and I put in my little locker picture and
Mhm.
all that. But and also get the rhyme of the month. So
The
that's how I
rhyme
remember.
man,
Yeah, this is how verbal intercourse. I feel like I mean, like I always say, Nas's verse on verbal intercourse is amazing. But this is why everyone makes it like the best verse in history because it was the rhyme of the month and it's worse.
there you go. And
For
whenever you got that seal of approval from the source, you know what I'm saying? That people were rushing to the stands, you know, to see how many mics it got, you know. So that, you know, that they needed that notoriety. they
notoriety. You are from Detroit.
They needed that. Look, I'm not trying to pull a Glorilla, you know. They needed that notoriety, okay,
Uh-huh.
from the Source magazine, which was that stamp to say, okay, this was a good album. Because I know Eminem was looking for that too. Eminem had mentioned how he didn't get a certain amount of mics in the Source. He mentioned that on one of his albums, but eventually he ended up getting 5 mics in the Source, of course, because people during that time that was important to your career. You know, like forget a
Mhm.
Grammy, I need 5 mics. I
It's
miss print. I miss radio and
yeah.
print. I do.
I really will say I miss magazines. Speaking of the source, we may have somebody at our lunch table next week.
Oh, sounds good. Who do we have coming to the table?
Brian, it'll be Brian Christopher. He actually was a writer for the source back in the golden era. So he interviewed Little Kim Foxy,
Oh wow.
Nas, Carmega. So this is gonna be interesting. So
Oh, I would love to have him on. Definitely come to the lunch table and please, we love to get your insight on what it was like back in during those days. The Source was the hottest thing in hip hop during my teen
really
years.
yo, but okay, now sidebar, and then you can do the interview after this. I remember when, listen, Nas was on fire in these streets after Ether came out and
He
Stillmatic
was.
and all that. And Double XL, that's how Double XL started to become my magazine of choice because he was
Double
on the cover
XL.
of Double XL and he burned swords, burned
Some
mine.
fights.
Like he had burned all the covers of these
Why he burned the source?
because during like when Jake did take over, they were all like everybody. Y'all don't even understand. Nas's back was really against the wall.
It was, for
And then
sure.
so once he came out with Stillmatic, all of a sudden he gets 5 mics. All of a sudden people want to do interviews and so he
Yeah.
was
He was a
on
big
Double
artist.
XL with whoo.
That was my album. The Stillmatic. I posted from our website, like,
Mhm.
what song or what album made your favorite rapper? It's Stillmatic for me. It's Stillmatic. That is my
Get out
favorite.
of here.
That's my favorite Nas album.
Get out of here. That is you know what? That's a dope album. That's a dope.
I
That's a
love
dope
that.
album.
That was in my
Shout
era.
out to my boy Frenchie K. He always like every now and then he reminds me how dope it is because
Mhm.
what happened, Nas went on such a run. Like sometimes like I'll skip over like a Stillmatic to go to the other albums I like by Nas, but then like he'll remind me like
Yeah.
Stillmatic is dope. Like go back and re-listen. Like, you know what? You're right. And plus one mic is on Stillmatic. Like you can never
Yeah.
go wrong. Never go wrong
Yeah.
with one mic. And you can't go wrong with either, but don't tell Jay-Z I said
Okay, of
that.
something funny as I saw online where people were talking about overhyped artists, and somebody said that they feel like Nas is on the list for one of the most overhyped artists, and it was like, I mean, I understand why people like him, but if I'm being honest, I find him boring as a rapper. And I was just like, as much as I love Nas, I can understand where you're coming from with that because J. Cole looked up to somebody. So it's like, oh, I see the connection
Nah,
now. Please don't tell me that Nas is the leader of the boring rappers because
first
why
of
is J.
all,
Cole trying to let Nas down? I'm like, don't be
he
trying to be,
may
don't bring
not
that
proud,
boringness over
but
to Nas.
let me tell you this, Nazir Jones. I didn't say it. You're always on my side of the lunch table, and we're gonna get a
Oh
deal with
no,
massive
that
hair. But Nas is like cinematic lyricism.
yeah,
I
no,
used to go to sleep. I tell y'all, I borrowed Illmatic from Corey, my first real boyfriend. I purchased It Was Written, like that was my album. So I would go to sleep listening to It Was Written, and I would have the illest dreams, like shootout, like because of his wordplay is just like it could be a film. And if you guys really watched Belly and watched it good and
yeah,
listened to a lot of his rhymes, especially One Love, in the foulness, a lot of those rhymes are implemented in the story of Belly because y'all might not know it, but he helped co-write it with Hype Williams.
all right.
Don't be calling Nas boring
Nas
because
is far
he
from
has a
boring.
lot of fun. He has a lot of fun raps, but
Nas,
y'all don't want him to be fun, so he got to be conscious. That's the problem. But I could tell
right.
y'all some fun Nas raps.
No, Nas is amazing. Nas is in my top 5, so I no disrespect to
Yeah.
Nas. That was just a little joke because I heard that this person say he found Nas boring, and I always say I find J. Cole boring, and J. Cole tried to be like, I let Nas down. I'm like, "No, don't tell me Nas is your idol." So, but no, Nas is great.
J.
Nas is
Cole
great.
and Nasir Jones. Anytime y'all can be on my side of the lunch table. I always got the coolie and the big cookie waiting for you. I'm trying to tell you.
The Kool-Aid and the Big Cookie. All right, well, let's go ahead. First of all, comment on anything. Let us know. Have you heard Doechii's album? Doechii. Let us know if we're saying it wrong. Have you heard her album? What do you think about it? Also, do you plan on watching the Shine documentary? What do you think about that? And also, Dr. Dre says one producer per album. Comment your thoughts on that. And then also the source. How irresponsible was it for the source to leak that? Let us know your thoughts on that.
And is the source something that you feel like is a relevant? Is it still relevant hip hop
No.
news source?
The source map, I don't think so. The
That's
shade room is probably the most relevant, which I'm not excited, I'm not happy for that, but it's the truth. It's
Okay.
one of. It's it's gossip. It's gossip. It's horrible gossip, but it's gossip. The Shade Room, it's online media outlet. So I would say
Okay.
the Shade Room is the most popular one.
I want to know. Yeah, I want to know where y'all get your hip hop entertainment, because that is such a difference. Because you did have the Source, you had Vibe, you had Double XL. I used to do Fresh because the boys were in it, but you also had Yo. That's where all the hip hop artists were at.
Word Up
Black, yeah,
magazine.
Black
Where
Beats.
are those
So,
things at now? I mean, I know we're not into print anymore, but do they just go out of business or they just stop making print? Like, do they go online?
oh yeah,
Word Up.
and people are selling their old magazines, and I'm so mad at myself because I got rid of all of mine a couple of years ago. They're selling their old magazines for
I hold on to
millions of
everything. I got
dollars.
so much stuff. I have so much stuff. I have a copy. I mean, Prodigy signed a poster of mine. I think my dad threw that out, but I got a picture of Prodigy, so I'm okay with that. But I have a picture with him. But yeah, he signed my name. He signed "Dear Naja, fuck your life," and my dad threw it out. My dad's a hater. He didn't know he was throwing out. Cleaned out my room. But anyway, now we are going to get into our birthday celebration. I have on my NYC hat, "Go Yankees," but also it's a dedication to my homegirl, Illmatic Goddess, favorite rapper.
Nah,
Happy
nah, nah,
birthday.
nah, nah.
Nah, just like. Um, yes, for our birthday celebration, when it was my birthday, September 2nd, she asked me a couple of questions about Bone and my love for Bone because everybody who knows me knows that Bone is my favorite artist of all time. East 1999, Eternal is my favorite album of all time, any genre, any time, any place, any date. Did you freeze?
I did not freeze.
Oh,
I'm just listening.
okay. And you was
I'm
like so
listening very
still.
intently. Yeah, yeah. See,
So I want to pass that back to her. And I have a few questions for you about your love for Nas. Can we
ooh,
talk a little bit about Nas?
sure. I
This is a
love
hip
talking
hop
about guys. This is
podcast.
my favorite subject. I am
Let's
ready.
get
Hold
into
on.
it.
Let me make sure my lighting is good. All right, I'm ready.
Get your life and your life together. Okay. I just got a couple of questions. Just if you're into Nas, please, this is your time to kind of pull up a seat and let's ask Illmatic Goddess together. Please comment your questions for her down below. Um, some questions about Nas.
Listen, I'm all
Now,
for it.
first of all, you told me that we have a clip of you saying that you were in the car with somebody and it ain't hard to tell change your life.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't hard to tell, I would guess, is your not your favorite, but your introduction into Nas, I suppose.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now this is just a starter question. And it's a regular question. What is your favorite Nas album?
So my favorite one is really. Let me tell you. This is gonna be a long-winded answer because I don't want everybody to jump.
Of
I don't
course.
because I don't want y'all jumping me in the comments.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't want y'all jumping me in the comments. So I'm gonna go through my mental process because as y'all know, I like J. Cole and I like Nas. So it's a lot of analytical ish that goes
60
on in my
seconds
brain.
or less. You only get 60
All right.
seconds.
So my favorite album is King's Disease 3, but it's because that bypassed my love for King's Disease 2 and King's Disease 1. And then it bypassed my love. So you just bypassed my love for like um God's Son was my favorite and Life is Good was my favorite.
Interesting.
So it just kind of like that bypasses my love for all of them. But King's Disease 3 is my absolute favorite. It's the one that gets the most play. I'm in the
Wow.
top 0.2% of Nas listeners on Spotify every year.
S- So Nas has been making music since I was I think in middle school. Nas has been making music since the early 90s. Nas has make music since I graduated, since I was in my 20s. Nas has been making music since I was in my 30s and my 40s. Your favorite Nas album is King's Disease?
King's
That
Disease
man has been
3.
King's Disease 3 is your favorite Nas album of all time. The man who's been making music since the 90s. And King's Disease just came out last night. And
It
that
did
is your
not come out
favorite.
last night. It came
That's
out
your
2 years ago.
favorite. That is amazing. That
2
King's
years
Disease.
ago.
Isn't that
Yes.
something? Out of all this music that he's made,
Well, you
that's your
said
favorite
yeah,
album.
because you said favorite. So what I
Your
do, and that's
favorite,
why I
yeah.
said I don't want y'all jumping me in the comments.
No jumper.
So
Jumper. She's a real fan. So
uh
she knows
and
more than anybody what
so
good Nas
yeah.
is good.
So you got Illmatic. So Illmatic, it was written used to win because I like the storytelling on it was written, right?
Okay.
I do like I Am, it's just not my favorite. I do like Nostradamus now, it's just not my favorite.
Yeah.
And then we got Stillmatic. So then
Interesting.
Stillmatic jumps and it wins. But then, like I said, he was just on a run. Then he had Lost Tapes, and I was like, oh, I like Lost Tapes. Then he had Godson, and I was like, oh, I love Godson. And
Ooh, so many.
Godson stayed there for the longest time because don't jump me. Even though Streets Disciple came out, it's not my favorite. The Untitled or the N word, I like songs on there. It's just not my
Right.
favorite. And then Nazir, I talked about that before. It's
Imagine.
not mixed well. Lost Tapes too. And then he went on this run with King's Disease. It's just like how he went on that run with all the mother. Went on that run with King's Disease. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, ish. This is it. King's Disease gets me because every time I hear this is practice.
To still
But
have that same love for him so many years later, and the music that's crazy that that album that just came out recently is your favorite Nas album of all time. Um, Now you've kind of jumped the gun on this next
oh,
question, but my next question was going to be, what's your least favorite album? You kind of
oh
gave me
yeah.
a rundown of the ones you don't like, but let me give me the least favorite out of all of his albums. He's got plenty.
So big surprise. This is gonna surprise my friends that
Oh
do
God,
watch. It really is Streets Disciple. I
Streets
actually,
Disciple.
yeah, I don't know what it is.
Let me.
It's
Okay.
it's 2 albums too long. It needs to be
The
condensed.
people went crazy with the double CDs. Like it was
Yeah,
okay when who did the double CD thing first?
Tupac,
Was it Tupac? Okay. And then everybody went crazy with it. Everybody. I
Tupac.
was like, okay, we
Yeah.
don't need two C. Okay. Which because I get I do you can you place all of Nas songs? Can you match them to the album? I definitely cannot. Okay, all
Oh,
right.
absolutely.
Which album has Live Now, nigga? There's no Emma
This
Turner.
one
Which one was it?
is this one, Streets Disciple.
That is the Streets Disciple album. Okay,
Mhm.
Live Now. I love that
Yep,
song. I
because
love.
now he has songs on there that I like, and that's why I say don't jump me because I
Yeah,
love the reason. I love New. I live now. I actually love Virgo. Now there's a controversial song that I like that no one else really likes, but I like you like you know my style.
you
I
know my
love
song.
that song. Like I could mess with that, and of course, just a moment of silence. But there are songs like Suicide Bounce. I'm just not a fan of, and that's
Oh,
on
I
the
remember
second.
Suicide Bounce.
Yeah, that's on the second CD, and I'm just
This was a
see.
jam.
It reminds me of Victory, and I know
That
that's what they were going for. It just reminds
yeah.
me of Victory, and not a fan.
You know what? That album reminds me of there's this point in my life right before I became a mother, and it's like a sweet spot in my life. And, there's like a soundtrack that I have, and it's called Before Motherhood. And it starts, it's like between the year 2000. No, it's like the year 2001 and 2003. It's called Before Motherhood. And this album, what year was this album? Because I feel like this album is on that soundtrack.
2004.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like right before motherhood. And yeah. So I like this album. I remember being at work listening to this album. I like that album. That's your least favorite?
And I will tell you the song with him and Maxwell because I know y'all don't like the song. I'm sure y'all don't. It's the song that I love. No one
It's on
else
that
in the
album?
room. Yeah, no one else in the room. I love that song. And Getting Married is up there too. And then he makes the perfect beat. See, this is what I'm saying. It's kind of convoluted. He makes the perfect beat on there. He's getting married and he
Yeah.
got no one else in the room, but he wants to hang with a Virgo. It's a lot going. It's a lot.
Okay. And so this is all Streets Disciple.
Yeah, but
This
I
is
do like
2004.
Disciple. I don't know if I like Streets, I like that. I'm not sure if I like the Thief's theme, but he used the beat again of Hip Hop Is Dead. Oh, I forgot that was one of my favorites too. See, then he turned around and released my other one. But Hip Hop Is Dead is
Hip
one of
hop.
mine.
Okay. Okay. All right. So
All right.
yeah, very interesting. I think I'm still obsessed with your favorite Nas album that you like something. People usually like classic anything when somebody in their career
Um,
has had such longevity. Their favorites are always the classics. And I'm just listening to you say that you like your favorite album is something that he just made recently. I think he
mhm.
would love that. Like if he heard you say
Yeah.
that, you can still appreciate what he's doing in today
Well, this
and
is a
not run
thing.
into the classics.
I know. So this is a sidebar, but I know like when I do go on dating sites, I don't go on there often, but every now and then I'll go on a dating site to see what's going on. And I ask
Hmm.
somebody what their favorite Nas song is, and if they tell me if I rule the world, I don't mess with them because Nas has a whole lot of more music.
Yeah.
And just like if people tell me verbal intercourse is their favorite beat, lights, camera.
Yeah.
I understand the verse is fire. Nas has said a lot more fire things. He has
Yeah.
echo, he has breathe, he has so many like if you really listen to Nas. If you're
Yeah.
a casual listener, I get it. But if
Right.
you've been telling me that you like Nas, like I like Nas, and you nah,
I get it.
it, it,
When people say they like Crossroads, I side eye. I'm like, okay, okay, ooh, that doesn't count.
what's your
That's like
favorite
putting
Bone Thugs?
pepperoni.
East 1999. Oh, you mean the one that was on MTV? Nah. What's your real like? What's your real joint?
Yeah, it's like pepperoni on pizza. That's so boring and plain. Get out of here.
Mhm.
All right, so yeah, that's very interesting. So, I do have let's see here. I've got a list here. This is just something like a little storyline that I'm just interested in hearing your take
Okay.
on. This is a little gossipy as well.
Ooh.
I'm wondering, what do you think when Nas married Khalees? Like, how did you feel about that marriage, that arrangement?
So let me tell you, I'm such a cornball. So I'm corny. I want y'all to
Mhm.
know I'm a complete L7. I don't
Yes,
know, but I'm good on any JFK. I promise. But I'm a L7. I am a L7.
I'm a
I
L7.
remember,
That's the square.
yeah, I remember when it was a special on ABC, and they were getting married, and I had a boo at the time. And
Mhm.
it was a look, and I never forget, it was a look that Nas gave Khalees that I was like,
Mhm.
I wish you looked. I told my boo, I wish you looked at me like that. Like it was the look, like I don't know how to describe it. It's the look of love.
Okay.
It was a look of love. I felt like it's Khalees is so, and that's what you need. Nas is laid back. Like
Mhm.
he's had problems in all his relationships. I brought Carmen's book,
Yeah.
Carmen and his baby mama's book, and she said he's very laid back. This is why she went out elsewhere. If you
Yeah.
listen to he dated Mary J. Blige, but if you listen to Love Is All You Need, he says, "Or you because I'm laid back, you thought I was sleeping on you." So you already know that there was a little bit of conflict
Yeah. Yeah.
in
I
their
didn't know he dated
relationship
Mary.
because he's laid back. And Khalees is so outgoing, like I could see it working. But it's like one of them things too. It will work until it doesn't.
There you go. There you
She's
go.
messy. And I don't mean this in a disrespectful way to Khalees, but like she comes out, my milkshake brings her like I
Yeah.
hate you so much. She's
Yeah.
more in your face.
Yeah.
And Nas not in your face. Nas is like me. Piss him off. He can tell you like it is, but it's gonna be like still in that little whatever that soft spoken issues that he got
Yeah.
going on. But yeah, so I mean, when it was happening, I was all for it because of Look and Love, and
Okay.
they got songs. He got Blindfold Me. I told you there's some fun
Mhm.
Nas songs. In Public,
Mhm.
they got Hey Nas, how you doing? So they
Boom.
got a lot of songs where they talk about their sex life, and I heard that they brought a whole house in Atlanta just so that they can get it on it. And that they really was getting it on in public, just like their songs say. So,
Oh, can I get my opinion on that?
yep, go ahead.
Khalees is so ridiculously gorgeous. I follow her on Instagram, and she
Uh-huh.
is beautiful. Definitely aging backwards. I mean, she is
She
gorgeous,
drinks
and that
water and minds her business now.
yeah, 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 yeah. She is her hair is beautiful. That color, that weird orangey fuchsia, like that's her signature hair and color. Like she is gorgeous and stunning. I did not like her and Nas together. It wasn't my business, of course. I'm just saying that because I want Khalees to come on a podcast one day. But I didn't want them together because I'm always picky about who my favorite rappers choose as women. Like I was upset when Kanye chose Kim, and I just get picky with my rappers. I feel like they're my friends. I feel like they're my brothers, and I feel like I just get picky. I didn't like Khalees for him. He is laid back, but he tends to go after girls who are like that because him and Nikki had their little thing, and you said him and Mary, and so laid back attracts that kind of girl, right? And then that kind of girl likes that quiet guy, you know. I knew it wasn't gonna work. I'm a time traveler, so I already knew that. And I feel like Jay-Z had Beyonce, so it's like I want a cute girl too. I want the next cutest girl in the gang because she was definitely big. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna marry her. She's cute and she's hot, and I'm gonna marry her.
Mhm.
And I feel
Mhm.
like I don't know. I don't know. I never really saw them lasting because they were so opposites.
Yes.
And she couldn't be manipulated. And he wasn't gonna be wow. I don't know. I just didn't feel like it would last. I didn't like them as a couple. I did not.
Hmm.
But I did like the song that they made on Hip Hop is Dead. Streets
I
keep
do
trying
like
to
that. Never going.
say. Yeah. Sin, come
That's
on, let's
my
go. Let's go.
song.
You risk it all for what?
Yeah,
Like,
that's my song. But I got
yeah.
him. But I got him.
But I but
I
I
got
got
him.
him. But I
I
got him.
love that song.
That
He's so
remind me of
excited
Virginia.
too. But I
Yeah.
got him. But I
But
got
I got him. You risk it all for what? Like I love that
him.
song.
Trying to say, come back. Yeah,
Mm,
that's my song. I
yeah.
will say, I'm gonna tell y'all. The one time I was really jealous was when I watched Belly and he had these intent like when he was sincere, I was like, this is not like I feel like that's
Yeah.
not he was so
Yeah.
gentle with T-Boz and I was like, what if
He
they
was with
fall in
T-Boz.
love? Like, what if they
Yeah.
fall in love? Because then it was announced that T-Boz was pregnant. I was like, oh,
Were
Nas
they
shot the
dating?
club up.
They were dating for real?
No, no, no.
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
thought.
That's
Like, that's what I thought
okay.
because T-Boz wouldn't say who she was dating and she
Yeah.
got pregnant. So I was like, nah, shot the club up. And come to find out, she wound up being with Mac
Mac
Sense.
10.
So I was like,
Mac 10.
oh,
That was
I
so
said,
odd.
T-Boz crazy as she crazy as I don't know what, because there's no way. And I will tell you, Melissa Ford was recently interviewed by Carlos King, and Carlos King was like, I would always like you with Nas. And it was so funny what Melissa Ford said, because this is what all women say.
Mhm.
She said Nas is everybody's type. Like if
Yeah.
you have a type and then Nas is in the Nas is everybody's type because
He's very handsome.
I, I will
But
I met
he's
him
so
in person
handsome.
and he is and I apologize, gentlemen, but he is as handsome as he is on TV. And that doesn't
Yeah.
happen with every celebrity that you meet. He is
He's handsome. With the chip tooth, I thought the chip tooth was sexy, but the kid
yeah,
got his chip
he
tooth
got the
fixed, and
two
that's
two
okay.
fits. Oh,
Yeah,
he got
it's
bars.
fine. But Nas is very handsome, and even he's aged to be handsome, and he's everybody's type. You know, brown skin, fade. He's like '90s fine, then he became 2000s fine. So
With the almond eyes. This dude would never get out of style ever.
the
Ever.
guys don't want to hear that. So let's
I'm
get
so
on. Let's
sorry.
let's move it on. So
But if you
that was
look
my
like Nas, you could go on my nah, don't go on my DMs. I'm lying.
slide into her comment section, engage with the page. Okay, engage with
Yeah.
the page. Slide into she's in the comment sections. He's there waiting on y'all.
I
You want
am.
to talk?
I am
All
with my
right.
little shorts on.
Okay, so I do want to do a little bit of Think Champs here. The
Okay.
Nas edition. The
All right.
Nas edition for Think Champs. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, here we go. This I want you can give me a little bit of, your reasoning on these, but here we go. First, I want to get started with we were just talking about this a minute ago. Favorite albums, Nostradamus or I Am.
Nostradamus now.
Nostradamus now. Okay. All right. What was the lead single on Nostradamus?
Nasty Nas to Esco took Esco off. Now PP's Nostradamus.
Now PP.
Then he
Is that
you
what
know
he's
what he
saying?
that was the first no now PP's Nostradamus.
Is that what he's
Now
saying?
yep, Nasty Nas to Esco took Esco off. Now PP's
No,
Nostradamus.
I'm sorry. What are you saying? Say that again.
Nasty Nas to Esco took Esco off. Now Peep, he's Nostradamus.
What
Is
is
that not
that?
Peep? You never heard the word Peep?
So this is what I've been saying all these years, which is
Oh,
what I
maybe I
thought
can
he
be
was
wrong.
saying.
Okay.
You said what?
Maybe I'm wrong. Listen, I'm
No.
old. Tell me.
So tell me if this is wrong. I thought he was saying nasty Nas the Esco to wait. Nasty Nas the Esco to Escobar. Now he is Nostradamus. He's
You
not
could
saying
be
that?
right. You may be right. We got
What
it.
is he saying? You go back, say your stuff again. What did you say?
No, I'm not saying it because I don't want to be wrong. I want to
No,
get
it's the,
signed and mess. I
you
want to
are
be signed,
no,
but I will give. We'll change. I will give
no.
Nas shout outs because and I don't know if y'all remembered when the video premiered on MTV. It was in 3D, and you had to get the special 3D glasses
That's
to watch
crazy.
it. It was one of the first. They don't do it no more. Well, they don't really make videos
I don't
anymore,
do
but it was
nothing no
one of the
more.
first high tech. It was like a high tech video. Now I gotta look
Nostradamus.
at
Yeah, he was like it was it was graphics in that video, right?
it. There
Yeah,
was
okay.
graphics because he was in that little thing
Yeah.
spinning. And I will tell you this. No, I don't care for the single at all. But
Nostradamus.
yeah, but
So,
I like the lyrics, don't like the single. It's a weird thing.
well, my remix was Nasty Notch and O goes to DJ A. Now she is not Jadamus. So,
Ooh.
that was how I said it my whole life, but
See,
that's
I
right.
really thought he said Esco, but she said Escobar.
Nasty Notch, Nasty Notch, the S goes to Escobar. No, yeah, Nasty Notch, the S goes to Escobar. Now he is Nostradamus. He don't say that. Say what you were saying again. We're not
Nasty
brushing
not
past
now. No,
that.
no, no, no. I'm
We're not
good.
brushing past
Nasty
that.
nice to Esco took Es. See, I'm figuring like he took Esco off.
Okay.
Now he's Nostradamus. That's what now
That
Pete.
makes
He's Nostradamus. Now Pete. Like now see.
viewers. Let us know. What have you been hearing?
Like
Don't
they're
Google
gonna
it or
say both of
nothing.
y'all wrong, and they're gonna give us different lyrics all together. I
That's
can't wait.
fine. I want to
All right.
know what you because it's crazy. When you hear things years later, you're like, is that what they say? And if I
Yeah.
play it, I can hear both versions. Now, is that a that's all I see is a clothes basket behind me. I'm like, what is that on the couch? On my fake couch is a clothes basket. Okay. Nasty. Did you see the clothes basket back there? I'm so like, wait, what is that coming from?
No, let me tell you, getting old, I'm already nearsighted, but I'm getting farsighted too because I can barely see myself on the thing. I just know I'm here.
Okay. Let's get
um,
past that. Okay. So I got another album for you. Okay.
uh,
Um so King's Disease or Streets Disciple?
King's disease.
Oh wow. King's Street. Because you just said Streets Disciple was like your least favorite. Okay, I didn't know that. Godson or Stillmatic?
All right, so y'all gonna kill me, but I'm
Oh
gonna tell
God.
you, I
You've
love
already got me
Godson.
killed 5 times.
Yeah, Godson because Godson is a more personal album, and there's a lot of songs up there. Heaven is one of them that I really relate to. I'm a Warrior is another one. You know I can is up there.
You know I can. Yeah.
Um
See? I became a
it's
mom.
just one more dance. Thugs
Oh,
Nation. And
that
every
makes me
time like
sad.
on the Nas Reddit group, they were like, what's the saddest Nas song? And all of us was like, it don't get sadder than it don't get
Uh-huh.
sadder than dance.
Yeah, that's
It
sad.
they don't get sadder than dance and thugs. And I know you don't like it when like rappers that pass away do new flows, but I feel like Nas and Pac with Thug's Mansion, it's like that's like a perfect.
I told
That
you
you
that.
no,
I
yeah,
don't
you
like
were
it.
like you don't like because I think I was telling you about Eminem and Biggie with Dead
Good
Wrong.
for
I actually
you.
liked it, and
Good
you
for you
said
for
no.
listening. Good for you. You are
I
I
don't
hate it.
like it when people when they do stuff with dead rappers,
I
but
hate it.
Thug's Mansion, well, one, Afeni Shakur approved it,
Yeah.
but two, the flows went to like the storytelling and everything went together. So yeah, Godson, and for the reasons that I mentioned, if y'all don't agree, you can tell me why. I believe in disagreeing respectfully. So tell me, but Godson
She's
is
the guru. So
there.
whatever she says makes sense. Yeah, I mean, she's the guru. So okay. So I said Godson versus Stillmatic.
Uh-huh.
I just said that one. Okay. So my last one for that one is going to be um Illmatic versus It Was Written.
It was written.
Good for you. You better have said it was written. Let me tell you something, because a lot of people be going to town over Illmatic.
And yeah, and I want to tell you this. It doesn't mean that I think Illmatic is not a classic album. It is. But again, the album that I purchased in 96, that was legal enough to purchase, and Rose, my aunt, took me to DJs to go get it. It was
Mhm.
written. It was written from, hey Nas, hey boy, you heard what happened to Jimmy Lee?
Did you-
like, 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 oh my gosh. And then, fake thug, no love, you get the slug, see before gusto, no luck though. You didn't know till I was drunk though. Freaking
Nigga
played out,
played
you
out.
often played
Played out.
prostitute.
Gam Gam
Like, yo.
I was gonna say
And
Gambino
then
turd
Nas
bitch.
is coming. And wait a minute.
Not
Wait
just
a minute. Y'all,
coming.
everyone talks about verbal intercourse, but there's no one talks about sit back, relax, get your contacts, sip your
With your
conjugal. Let's all
Contiac.
wash this money through the laundromat. Sneak it. Affirmative action.
In fact, Turk's mine and I react like a rock waller.
Let
Do,
girl
do, do,
walk.
do,
Let me
do,
tell
do.
you, track
Diamonds all
masters
shining, looking
did
all
their
fine.
did their
Pretty little,
thing.
get a
It
little
was.
high.
I talk about slick on. See, it was written is a dope evolution
Classic.
of Illmatic, whereas I feel
Mhm.
like I don't know, I'm gonna get killed for it. Where Biggie was at, we're ready to die, and then Life After Death with that more money, more problems. It just over glossy. It
Right,
went over
right.
glossy. I feel like it was that's the first because even live and word rap. Smooth, Nas and Mazataz spread the mountains to lodges. I'm like a smoother family, but rougher than elder barges. Who says that? And he could
Mm.
get away with it. And it was it's like so smooth. I had to go back and listen. Did he say he's like a rougher family, but smoother than how elder barges?
About to pass out.
I'm always gonna pass out.
Yeah. I
Y'all
love
see,
that.
I'm really a Nas fan though. Like they're like, damn,
Yeah,
you out here rapping. Yes, I do this all
yeah.
the time, and I annoy people when I'm in the concert because I rap every single word. So I apologize in advance, but that's who I
Well, yes, that's your right to do that. My
am.
my beef with Illmatic was that, and I've been told you about this before. When Illmatic was big, I was into like Wu Tang, and I was chasing early Bone and stuff. So that whole Nas thing kind of I kind of it just kind of went over my head. But Illmatic to me has this time, like it sounds like a moment in time, like it sounds old. It sounds like old New York rap. It sounds like the basement sounding song, like the quality of it sounds different. Like Illmatic to me sounds so old, early '90s New York, which is good, which is what a lot of people can appreciate. It's the same thing with Biggie's first album, Juicy, has that really old sounding basement flow to it. So Illmatic is so good, but it's not like it was written. Where it was written was like, okay, I could play this in my car and turn this up and drive around my neighborhood with this. The beat sounded more clear, the album, the quality, the clarity, everything. It sounded different coming out of my speakers. I remember the difference in the quality of the music and the sound. It was written is far better, way better, by leaps and bounds than Illmatic.
It's definitely a right trajectory for an album. Like if I
Yeah.
was thinking like an album progression, It
Mhm.
Was Written was right there. I was surprised because I know all of us, because I was going to summer school, I know all of us caught It Was Written. And we were
Yeah,
talking about it, looking at the words, because
man.
all the words were in it. And especially affirmative action, it blew our mind. But then Source gave it 4.5 marks. And I was like,
Mm,
what? Because
yeah.
they didn't, and this is where the thing with Nas gets confusing. And this is why he can't do fun music. No one wants him to be like everyone wants Nas just to be their favorite rapper, but their personal
Yeah,
favorite rapper that they listen
yeah,
to, that they have exclusive. They don't
yeah.
want Nas to be out here for the world.
I know that feeling. Yeah.
They don't
Um,
they don't they don't
I
like
yeah.
it. Yeah.
People are protective of Nas. We don't
Mhm.
want you to do any of that crossover stuff. You stay right here with us.
You stay right here. And then when I think about I am is dope. I want to talk to the mayor, to the governor, to the
Yeah.
congressman. Oh, I can
That
go on and on. But
yeah.
and Undying Love is also a classic. Dang, that's a good album. I
It
am
really
good.
I want to say this based off what we just both agree on, that It Was Written was a better album. I think that you should change your names to It Was Written Goddess.
Nah. So okay, I can tell y'all the story. Mom, close your ears or stop watching.
Is this about Illmatic Goddess?
So I got my
You
name.
have to wait. You have to wait.
Okay, but
Please wait.
all
I'll be
right. I'll
having
tell you.
I
I was
I'm
always
getting it.
Illmatic something though. I would say I
Okay.
was the
Hold
Illmatic
hold
princess.
hold those little
Um,
horses. We're gonna get to that, but let me just ask you this one last thing here. While I'll let you
Okay.
get to that, we'll get ready to wrap up the podcast. Thank you guys for
All
sticking
right.
with us. My next question, my second to last question is going to be, do you prefer which one do you like better? Which one do you prefer? Would you rather hear more of? Do you like the Nas and Jay-Z collaboration or the Nas and Kanye collaboration?
Nas and Jay Nas and Jay Z. But if I could do anybody, it would be Nas and Az.
Listen, ain't nobody saying about AZ, okay? Listen, answer the
Well,
question.
yeah, I answered. I said
Jay-Z.
Jay Z. Not
Jay-Z.
Jay Z. Nas and Jay Z. I
Okay, so you prefer
I'm
Nas and Jay-Z
I
over
don't want to
Nas
hear
and
no
Ye.
more Nas and Ye. I'm over it.
Oh, because you don't really like Ye. They didn't do a whole lot together.
They did
Like,
enough.
they did.
And
But
he ruined Nas's project. I don't even want to talk about it. I
he
just told
did.
y'all. Well, I told y'all what he did, but it's okay.
The cop shot the kid. The cop shot the kid. I like that song. The cop shot the
Yeah,
kid.
because
The cop.
Consequence wrote his rap. I'm sorry. I'm talking
Oh,
about Ye.
yeah.
Consequence wrote Ye's
Cop
rap.
shot. I that
Oh, but I
that
do
that
like everything on that album. Everything is my
what was the
song.
name of that album?
Nazir. It's called
That's
Nazir.
there.
If
Okay,
I
it was like 6 songs, right? It was a few songs of when he was
it's
doing
8 songs.
his run. 8 songs, okay. I remember that album, it sounded like, it sounded not Kanye, it sounded like, Nas, had a bunch of acapellas and he sent them over to Kanye and Kanye picked the beats for him. I remember it just did the beats and his flow didn't go well together. It's like Nas was rapping slightly off beat. I remember that.
The beats, the flow, and sequencing matters when you're doing
Of
albums.
course,
So if you're starting high, if you're starting high, you can't go low like automatically. You
absolutely.
gotta go high. If you're going high, you stay there, then you go mid tempo, you go low, and then you take people back up if that's what you're trying to do. But that's not what the album does. And this is
Yeah,
what irritates people that really like say they love music. They might like Nas, but then it's not sequence. It don't say it's not sexy to the ear. You don't want to hear
yeah.
it to turn it off. And everything is a dope track up there though. I'm not saying it's an awful album. Cop Shot the Kid, I thought was very insightful and on time. Um,
I like
what's
Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve, that's one of Nas used to perform that all the time. He hasn't
Yeah,
performed the
I
last 2
like that
shows
one.
I went to, but he used to perform that because the beat on there is hype.
Mhm.
So he
Yeah.
has good songs. It's just Nas and it's just Kanye. He
You don't
just
like you don't like what Kanye did to Nas on that
uh-uh.
album.
Mm-mm.
That's Still Dreaming though, it's fire. That's Still
Still
Dreaming?
dreaming. They were talking about that. There was a question that was still dreaming or we're major. That was a question I was asked.
Which one is better?
And y'all can
Ooh,
answer. Still dreaming? Are we
We
major?
Major. We Major. We Major is man, that song is so personal to me. We Major for sure.
All right.
Yeah, We Major. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. My very last question to you, Illmatic Goddess. You were trying to jump the gun, but my last question for you on your birthday, how did you get the name Illmatic Goddess?
Okay. Mom, stop
Shout out
watching.
to your mom.
Stop watching D nice. Stop watching.
Shout out to
So
Ill Mama Goddess.
yeah, I was Illmatic Princess for a long time. Actually, me and a lot of fans that used to go to his before he had big venue shows in Virginia and we'll be there early. We'll line up. And like when you had your old flip phone and you can make the name. So we were ill PRZ, ill
Yeah.
princess. And one day I was being a grown up and this dude was like, "You're the Illmatic Goddess." And I was like, "You know what? I am the Illmatic Goddess." And I just
He said you're an Illmatic guy. You got that name from a guy?
I got the name from the guy while I was being grown. Yes, and I just kept it.
He said so you was Illmatic Princess, and he said you're an Illmatic Goddess.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
man.
was like, "You're an Illmatic Goddess," and I was like, "I'm keeping that."
Shawty, it
And
was
that
your
kind of like
night.
that elevated me because me and like I said, it was I wasn't the only Illmatic. It was like 20 of us that used to be at the Nas shows before the dudes even thought
Yeah.
about showing.
Wh-
And we all were, it was Illmatic princesses, empresses, and all kinds
mm,
of Illmatic queens. We were all kinds of different versions of
yeah.
Illmatic. But when Homeboy said, I'm an Illmatic guy, I was like, look at that. And I was like, I'm the only one.
The
So,
only one. I love that. I love that someone gave you that name. I always thought you came up with that name. You've been Illmatic Goddess as long as I've known you. I was well after the princess days. So I love that for you. I love that. Thank you so much. I like Nim too. N-E-M. I like that as a nickname. I always have called you Nim. But
mhm.
I love that. So yeah, there you go. Thank you so much for that. That was Illmatic God has given us her take on Nas and her favorites and her think champs. And now we know that she got the name from a guy while she was being grown.
No, listen, I'm a big girl now.
Oh, that's caution. Looking all fine.
I'm
All right.
playing, y'all.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Do you have any picks for this week?
Oh, yes, I watched this. So on Tubi, they have, shoots, Out of
You got
Bounds. That's the
60
name of the
seconds.
name. Out of Bounds.
Okay.
So I will tell you, I give it a 3.5, but it's just know there's a basketball player involved, a wife involved, and a couple other people. Because Tubi is good for it.
Toby's good for it.
And this is supposed to happen in a span of 2 weeks, but it looks
Mhm.
like it would take place in a span of months. But hey, I
That's
was
so
with it. I watched the whole thing just for you guys. And I want to know if you guys watched it, would watch it, seen it. If you did watch it, what did you think? But Out of Bounds.
Out of bounds. Okay, that's the name of it. Okay. I don't have a rose this week because we did Think Champ, so that took the place of the roses. I do want to say I feel like I saw you make a comment about Love is Blind. I haven't finished it. Are you watching Love is Blind?
I am watching Love is Blind, and I'm gonna tell you now, y'all in my business. But listen, if y'all, as I always say, when you get late in the joints, y'all really in my business because I'm just gonna tell it all because I'm the mouth of the South.
Don't spoil
So
it if
there's
you
this dude. No, no, no. I'm not
okay.
spoiling because this is on the internet. There's this dude on the show. His name is Tyler, and
Which one
Tyler
is
casually tells Ashley, "Yo, I have, I want kids. I want 6 of them, and I have
Mhm.
kids, but I'm just a sperm donor." And come to find out, he not just a sperm daddy donor. He's the
Well,
kid.
don't tell me that.
No,
Is
no,
that
no,
is that
no.
on the
This is
show?
top. No, it's not on the show. This is outside the show because he said something.
That's
And
literally the episode I'm on. Like when I paused it, then I
oh,
can't record this podcast. Like I'm literally
Lord,
right there.
girl, that means you're good because this is not just me. This is on TikTok. This has blown
I
up into
haven't
a thing.
okay, let me not talk about it
I
then.
had a personal situation like that. A dude told me he had one daughter that was 18, and come to find out he had two other kids, and one of them was under 3. And I was like,
Under
you are
3.
not. Listen, he ain't got no kids on me yet. Ain't nobody shooting my club up. You ain't
Mhm.
do it. Ain't gonna be done. Now I'm too old. So
Okay. So Ty, it's sad because those 2 probably more than any couple I've ever seen on that show, I was rooting for them because they were so ridiculously cute together. Those 2 are so cute together.
they're
And
cute. Tim and homegirl Ashley, they're cute.
I forgot the names. I don't know who is who
And
anymore, but
Garrett and Taylor are
oh,
cute.
Ashley. I know Ashley. Yeah.
Yeah, they're 3 cute couples, but that one's been all over the news. The guys
Okay.
even know about that. They're gonna be like, "Where you been at, Naja
I
Dom?
didn't know.
You're supposed to be a time
It's
traveler."
so many sides of the internet. It's like the cooking side, the athletic side, the hip hop side, the gossip. It's so many different realities, and there could be like a whole day of things that I see and I come talk to you about, and you'd be like, I don't know what that is. And same because our algorithms are just different. So that's so
Oh,
crazy. No, I didn't know that. I did not know that. But like I said, I'm literally on that episode and I hit stop to come do this podcast. So like that you
dang.
said something like you almost gave me a spoiler because I just got to that episode. So I just
Dang.
wanted
All
to
right, now we got to wrap it up. But I was just
let's
saying
wrap
that to
it up.
say I ran into a Tyler, and you dudes can't be out here in these streets doing that. Be
I got some
just say
interest.
just be honest.
Guys just be going on the show and just like your past is going to follow you. Like don't think you could just go on the show and just become a whole nother person. You have to come back home.
Just because you deleted off Facebook don't mean it didn't happen.
Because you deleted on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Like, your life is still there. People be trying to go and create a whole new life and then come back and thinking it's not gonna
They're
follow. Because
like,
you got kids.
I'm gonna do this internet scrub real quick.
This man got kids.
Yeah. No, I'll say less when we'll talk about it next episode because
Yeah.
guys watch it too because their girls make them watch it, and then we do have a couple of girl watch nerds. All
Shout out
right,
to all our girl watchers, all one of you.
thank
All right.
thank you all for being at the lunch table with us. Listen, we got more subscribers, so I get excited because the numbers do go up. But
Wow.
please like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. Comment. Our comment section can be jump in. If y'all like Nas as much as I do, put it in there. Or if y'all think I like Nas too much and I need to get a like, let me know. I've heard it before. I'm okay with it.
Absolutely. She's heard it before. Absolutely. Engage with the page. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Like she said, like, comment, subscribe. Naja Nicole podcast is the Gmail. Give us recommendations, tips, comments. Shout out to my girl, Illmatic Goddess. It is her birthday, October 22nd. Shout out to my granddaddy. His heavenly birthday is today as well. Very beautiful and special people, obviously, are born today. So shout out to all those special Libras out there. This is saying goodbye to you guys and goodbye to Libra because it's no longer your season. Scorpios got next. So shout out to Drake. That's the first Scorpio I could think of off the top of my head. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Oh, I said peace. We do this every week.